Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook, and welcome to our football construction site as we build the team through the 2018 NFL Draft. You always hear others say that this particular draft is weak, or wait until next year to take this particular position, or the draft is an inexact science. Well, we at Football Game Plan believe that all three of those statements are huge myths, and we are here to show you why, as we will infuse talent onto each NFL team to make them better. Before we get started, let's take a look at the mock draft rules. Number one, this mock draft will be using the Football Game Plan scouting ranking, so that's why you will probably see guys go higher or lower than what's seen elsewhere. That also ties into point number two. These picks are based off what I would do as the GM of the team, not what I think will happen or what will happen or what I've heard. It's simply based off what I would do as a GM, based off what I believe the perceived team needs are. And finally, it's only a mock draft, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Also, to check out the grades of all 532 prospects that we've graded in this upcoming draft class, visit the website at the bottom of the screen. The Oakland Raiders have a new head coach in John Gruden and a boatload of draft picks to get this team back on track. One correction is that they actually have 2 5th-round picks and 4 6th-round picks, so excuse the error in this graphic. In round one, I took Jaire Alexander out of Louisville. The cornerback has the skills and the attitude to be a star at the position, and I like how when he takes the ball away, he knows exactly what to do with it. This is an area where the Raiders have to be better in 2018. In the second round, I went offensive line with Orlando Brown. Combine aside, this guy is still a very good football player and would be the type of offensive tackle that you can definitely run behind on either side. Holton Hill out of Texas is a bigger corner at 6'2", 200 pounds that has good capability on the boundary. Again, in this day and age, you better have multiple corners that can match up and cover, and Hill is a very good one. Anthony Miller out of Memphis, with the way this mock draft fell, would be a steal at this juncture. He is very consistent, and I've seen him live, and he's won above the rim like he's been a 6'5", 220-pound receiver his whole life. You can understand why some see a little Antonio Brown in his game. He can play inside or outside as a pro. Depth on the edge with Jalen Holmes out of Ohio State. Two things you can't coach is effort and want to, and in my opinion, Holmes has that in spades. Shaquem Griffin out of UCF is a terrific football player that plays as fast as he ran at the combine. That speed is why he's a great defender, because his burst and acceleration is able to shrink space between he and the ball carrier. Doris Fountain out of Northern Iowa would add some explosiveness to the perimeter. He's coming off of a stellar career with the Panthers and a great week of work down at the East-West Shrine Game. And speaking of the Shrine Game, the Raiders land one of the best pass rushers in college football in Javon Roland Jones out of Arkansas State. He was working on his point of attack skills at the Shrine Game, but his game is predicated on speed and burst off the edge, and he would immediately add some pop to the Raiders pass rush. Sean Chandler out of Temple can play either corner or safety, and I think he'll provide good combo depth at both in the NFL. Going back to Arkansas State for flex tight end Blake Mack, he's a receiver that grew into his H-back body, but still has that speed, the route running skills, and the hands to be a serious threat at the position as a pro. And rounding out the Raiders mock draft with a small college sleeper in Will House out of Southern Nazarene, his tape doesn't even make sense of how athletic he is at the position. I think someone is going to get themselves a really good player come April. So that's a wrap for this edition of Building Through the Draft. If you want to watch our other NFL Team 7-round mock draft videos, as you should, be sure to subscribe to us on the YouTube channel at youtube.com/footballgameplan, where you can also catch all of our FBGP scouting prospect ranking videos, and also subscribe to Football Game Plan podcast on iTunes and check out the Scout Team podcast.